G'day everyone, hope you're well. I am not, I'm suffering with the flu, trying to get through it. So hopefully I can get through this without having a coughing fit, so there might be a few pauses along the way. Obviously this is brand new from Trumpeter. It's the 148 Fairey Barracuda. I'm guessing this is a popular aircraft because I've had a lot of trouble trying to get a hold of one of these. Several places that had it when I went to get it, it was sold out. But eventually I managed to find it. Alright. So we got the usual blurb about this kit and other products coming out. So you can see it's a decent length. Yeah. There. Looks like we have a mask set. Looks like that's going to be standard operating procedure because everyone I've got that's new releases got one, including Hobby Boss's kits. Alright, move that out. So I'll fit that in. Just alright. So you're starting interior, so the cockpit section, bulkhead, floor, seat. We've got photo etch harnesses. Sidewalls, looks like you're adding some details, pieces to the sidewalls. Another bulkhead and more sidewalls, so in the upper section. And instrument panel will have a decal for it. Then we're into the seats in the rear. And then you're doing the floor and the upper section of that area. You got some more bulkheads and more decals going on. But I'm going the wrong way. And you do your seats, put it at the floor, and then you're adding all the rest. You got details going into the fuselage halves. Your clear parts going in from the inside there. So yeah, intake radiator section going in, plugs into the front in between the two halves. All the cockpit section plugs into the wall, fuselage side, glue together, and they're calling out for the die cut masks there. Alright, rest the hook, all the other parts going on here. Again, little, I don't know if they're radiators or what, on the sides underneath. Other small parts going on the fuselage front there. Your rudder is two pieces glued together and put on. Here's me. And then you see why that mast set is a good idea, because there's just a few separate window panels. Two options, closed, open, and two sections. So if you're doing the open, all the separate panels is there, and that's for the other one. Alright, so this can have wings folded or wings out for flight. So there might be a different call out going on here, but not yet, for different options. stabilizer going on there as well. Alright. So obviously this is a wing. It's quite confusing looking at this because it's just one step, and we got option folding. So that's if it's open. It's this one. So there's a bit of time here to, when you're building it, to suss out which way you're doing it and you get the parts the right way. It's rather, it would have been better if they broke it in the end, I guess, is my point. And obviously that's the other wing. So from the looks of it, that is the only difference that folds up, because that's it folded up, or it's down for flight. I find that odd that it's the same here. Or am I missing something? I don't think so. There's no options there. That's how it goes together. There's not like a question mark saying do it this way or that way, folded or open. So yeah, I've got flu brain at the moment too, so that doesn't help. I guess it's pretty simple on it when you're putting it together. I just think it would have been better if they broke it down a bit more into a few more steps instead of just having that, oh, that's step 12, the whole wing. And then you're on to struts, support strut cabanes under the stabilizer, gear doors and propeller, and that's painful. And you got separate blades. Why? I hate that. This will be okay if it's molded that they can only sit one way, which looks like they may be. But again, just mold it as one. I don't, unless there's different variants coming out. I don't know anything about the aircraft. Wheels are 2 halves. Gear legs, gear doors. Alright, the rear wheel. What an odd. The way the landing gear works is so odd. These two parts come together and they sit up against the fuselage and on top of a actuator. That's weird. Never seen that. Anyway, I digress. Torpedo, and you've got some bombs to mount on the wings as well, 2 per side. And there is how it will look open and folded. So if you're having it folded, it won't take up much room in your cabinet. This would be my type of one where I do open, one folded, so you can see what the aircraft look like in both positions, what it's capable of in its stowage. So it looks good, no doubt. It's Trumpeter, so I'm sure there's some shape issues or something. All the in the know will point that out, I'm sure, on social media and bag it. because they're going to wait for the Tamiya one to come out, which will be perfect. Alright, so you got, oh look out, I'm telling us what it's from, that's unusual. Alright, the Mark II, I'm not reading it all out, I don't feel like it. So HMS Victorious, May 1944. It's sky bottom with, what's this one, H76? No. H33, which is that's dark sea grey, and it should be, is it? Huh, I thought it'd be, okay, so it's dark sea grey, and, oh, we gotta mix the colours. 78. Okay, so you're mixing olive drab and field grey, but I'm pretty sure that, correct me if I'm wrong, that is slate grey is the colour called, which you can buy I have it, so I'd just be using that, but they're having you mix it. Anyway, so so two are the same colour, and this one's different. This one is, instead of dark ocean grey, it is, hang on, it's dark green too, so it's a bit different. So I think this one was in the Asian theatre because it hasn't got the red in the randle. Anyway, this one here is HMS Formidable, 1944, and this one's from the HMS Illustrious, 1944. So you got 3 to choose from. Alright, while I'm here, so I got the photo etch, a couple of radiators and your harnesses. Alright. So they've outlined the edge of this one, which is good because they're extremely hard if they don't. Alright. So there's not a lot to it really, so there's no stencil data, just your aircraft number and the Royal Navy. A lot of it's for your interior. It's pretty bland, pretty basic, but until aftermarket comes out, that is what you have to work with. The roundels all look good, nice. Not sure about that light blue, if it's accurate or not. Yeah. As usual, I have taken utmost care in packing clear parts. So this is obviously the single piece canopy and a couple of separate parts, all good, all clear, no scratches. So this should be the other one, I'm guessing. The fuselage windows are pretty big, bigger than what I thought they'd be. All good, all clear. You know, wingtip lights, very nice, very good. I'll start with the fuselage sprue. What are we looking at? Over, well, what time is together will be over 25 centimeters in length. So those radiators there is a texture for them, but it would have been nice if they added the photo etch for the ones that go underneath. They could have did them ones as well, but no biggie, I guess. So plenty of recess detail on it. Alright, internally there is some ejection pin marks. There's one there, one there, one there, one there. You may not. So when you put the cockpit section in, that'll run through there, so you will still be able to see them. There's another one there. So it's a bit awkward. They'll need cleaning up. They're hard to get at. It's a bit of a shame, but it's no different to what anyone else does. So. And it does have a heap of nice instrument detail in there, raised detail. So. Alright, I'm going to grab, there we go, wings. Alright, what? And one on here. Alright, again, plenty of recess detail. Those little hatches have raised rivets on them, as do those square ones or rectangular ones. There's no detail on the inside there, and there is a slightly raised ejection pin mark. I don't know if you'll see that or not, but you may need to take care of that. Again, all nice. Alright, I'm just going to grab what's on top now. Alright. Alright, so you got the rudder parts and the outer control surfaces for the wings. All the I like what they've done with the raised details for the instrumentation inside the aircraft, so you can just paint it, dry brush it, it'll make it all pop. Some of it they had the decals for, and that's sometimes it's just as good to dry brush it to highlight it. And those are up the front end next to the pilot. Bit of wiring as well, so that's nice detail that the wash will make pop visually. These bits here, I think they were for the open version, but there's a lot of little ejection pin marks. I think that's what they are, and they're not part of the actual design of the aircraft. Having said that, I'd just leave them and say that they were, because they're all even either side. But that's an individual's choice when they build it. Wheels, just nothing exciting. I'd imagine that aftermarket will bring out a bit of stuff for this. It seems like it's going by how hard it was to get. It must be popular, so nice. You got raised detail on there. You can see the pattern in there. The rest of the hook area, that's the inner wing section. It goes to the fuselage, which I think a lot of these parts were as well. The horizontal stabilizer there as well. Alright. Oh. Alright. So they even package that up nice and safely, but there's not really much on there to break. Alright, some more nice little detail on those parts, raised and recessed. Gear doors. These are the bits that they actually go to the wing, and that rests against the fuselage, and on there, on that part which attaches to the wings. It's so odd. Your radar antenna going on the wings. I think this was meant, this is where these go. So they won't fit in, they'll sit on top by going by the size. So you might need to give them a bit of a sand. Unfortunately, they haven't missed out with the ejection pin marks on this, so you got 3 in there, each one. 2 on each one of them. And there's there, but I think you won't see them ones, but you might see them. Anyway, is what it is. Alright, last sprue. So you got those little bombs. Torpedo, obviously. Flaps, I think, for, yeah, wings. Now, where was the... Yeah, it looks like that. There's your propeller blades, and they'll sit in here. It looks like they'll only sit it's moulded that they'll fit at the right angle, which is good. So there you go. I just love the shape of the aircraft. Like I said, I'm guessing it's popular, and well, it's new tool. I think the Fairey Barracuda and 1/48 scale is special hobby, and I'm not sure if it's still around in production or not, and I don't know how old it is. I'm going to go out on a limb and say this one's got better details, as rivet details and that. But you see, you got a few injection pin marks going on. Again, I don't know the accuracy of the shape, if they've got it right. I know some of the other ones they've done recently, well, look, Trumpeter, let's face it, Trumpeter are known to get it wrong, but I I don't get it, because to me it's still a Fairey Barracuda, and let's face it, no one else is going to make one, so you either get this one or special hobby if you can get it, otherwise you don't do it. So that's my point to is, you throw your toys out of the cot. So, well, I'm not building it because it's the wrong shape. I don't get it. Anyway, I'm just getting angry because I'm sick. Photos to follow. Thanks for watching.